Hey, what's going on YouTube? Ryan here with Business Fitness Solutions, and today I'm coming at you with a video about eating healthy when you're eating out and really controlling your macros. And for the purpose of this video, I chose Chipotle, not because Chipotle is my favorite restaurant, but because Chipotle has a nutrition calculator, and a lot of places you eat may or may not have a nutrition calculator, and it's important to know what you're going to eat before you go into a restaurant. So if they don't have a nutrition calculator, you can always look up a menu online. And honestly, sometimes when we go places that actually show the calories, it helps me make a better decision for what I'm going to eat because I know what it is beforehand. I just go, oh no, I can't eat that. You know what I mean? So for this video, I'm going to make a burrito bowl. The difference between a burrito and a burrito bowl is a burrito, their flour tortilla adds an extra 320 calories. And especially depending on what your nutrition plan looks like, if you have room for an extra 320 calories, by all means go ahead and have the burrito. But a lot of us are a lower body weight, or you're on a pretty heavy cut, you're trying to shred up for a competition or something, you don't need the extra calories, you don't need those extra carbs that are coming in that, the extra white carbs. Make educated decisions based on your situation. But without further ado, we're going to go and we're going to make a burrito bowl. Now, they have 5 different kinds of protein. They have the veggie one. I'm going to go with chicken for this one. And the reason I'm going with chicken is because it's a leaner meat, it's high in protein, and it's high in amino acids that are going to be good for building muscle. And we will expand the nutrition facts here just so we can see the complete breakdown of everything. Next, you got your rice and beans. Now, between the brown rice and the white rice, I would definitely go with the brown rice, just because brown rice is a slower digesting rice. It's going to make you feel fuller for longer. Some people prefer the white rice, and by all means, if you prefer the white rice, go for it. Pick one of the two, whichever one you enjoy. At the end of the day, a carb is a carb, but I prefer the brown rice. And then beans, either black or pinto. Let's check out the difference with them. So one of the things that you really notice with the beans is how much fiber they add. I can see that the pinto beans are a little higher in fiber. Between the two, I prefer the black beans, so we'll do that. But more fiber is going to help you feel fuller for longer. And one way to make sure you don't overeat food is to have a glass of water before you eat. That way you're going to have a little volume in your stomach. You're not going to be as full. Maybe you'll get halfway through your burrito or your burrito bowl, and you'll want to save it for later. So especially when you're on that lower calorie diet, you don't need to eat this whole thing in one serving. Water is a very powerful factor in making sure that you're staying full. Another thing that's going to help you really stay full is diet drinks. And I do not recommend drinking your calories. Things like alcohol and full sugar sodas are going to do nothing for you. They're going to make you add fat, and it's just wasted calories that aren't really helping you. And we'll go down to the next section here. Now, first thing I see here is veggies. Veggies are fantastic. Veggies are going to make you feel full. There's no reason not to get veggies. If I was there and I was having them make this bowl in front of me, I would have them put on as many veggies as you're willing to give me. Also, romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce is a great vegetable. You see the fiber did bump up just a little bit. There is no nutritional value in iceberg lettuce, but there is in romaine lettuce. So again, veggies, nice green veggies, get whatever they're willing to give you. And you can see you have a few different salsa options. We have cheese, we have guacamole. I wouldn't add a lot of salsa that's like high in calories, so like maybe not this roasted chili corn salsa. Out of all of these, I would prefer the fresh tomato salsa, so we'll go ahead and add that in. And then I love guacamole, so I'm going to go ahead and guacamole. I see it's 230 calories. Now, when we do put this in, you can see that it does bump our fat up quite a bit, but it's guacamole. Ideally, these are healthy fats, from the avocados. I don't mind having a little extra fat. You don't want to have too much fat every day, but to eat 90 to 100 grams of fat a day isn't the worst thing in the world. This is only roughly about a third of our fat of what we're going to eat for the entire day here. Everybody's different. You might eat high in fat, you might eat high in carb. I strongly recommend you do whatever makes you feel good. Now, for the purposes of this, I'm going to stay away from the cheese. It's 110 calories. You see, it adds some fat. You get a little bit of protein from it, puts up the sodium a little bit. I don't really need the cheese. We're already at 800 calories here. I don't necessarily need the cheese, but it's not a bad thing to have. Right now, our saturated fats are pretty low. You don't want to have a ton of saturated fats. You do want to keep those lower. Foods that are high in saturated fats are especially going to be foods that are processed, so frozen foods and burgers and things like that. You want to make educated decisions when you eat out as well as when you eat at home. And depending on what your diet is consisting of, you might eat more or less saturated fats. We want to try to keep that number a little bit lower. Now, going down here, we're going to skip over the queso. It's just a liquid cheese sauce. We don't need it. It's just not really that beneficial. Some people love queso. Maybe add a little bit if you got some room in your macros. And the one thing I'm really promoting with this is it fits your macros kind of mentality. So it fits your macros, basically explained, is our carbs, our fats, our protein. These are the things that make up a calorie. Now, you have a total amount of calories you can eat every day. You want to eat below your maintenance calories to be able to lose weight. You want to eat above to gain weight. If you're losing weight, you're trying to not lose muscle, you would do like a small deficit. If you want to gain muscle without gaining too much physical weight, you would do a small surplus. And there's a lot more that goes into this, and I can break it down in another video when we have more time. I don't want this to be too long of a video. And then we go down here. They have sides and drinks, and this is something that I do really want to show. Tortilla chips. Moe's is the competitor to Chipotle. Moe's will give you free tortilla chips. Chipotle will charge for tortilla chips. The tortilla chips are 540 calories. It's a ridiculous amount of calories. I mean, it really throws up your carbs and your fat. I mean, we went from 76 to 149 grams of carbs. We don't need that many carbs in a single sitting. Yeah, they're fun, but it's just kind of crazy. And I would just, especially when you're going to be eating more later in the day, you don't want to, if you're on a 2,000 calorie diet, I mean, this is the majority of your calories for the day. You really don't need that many carbs. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices and start cutting some things back. And with it fits your macros, you want to be eating fun foods. You don't have to give up all the things that you love, but you want to eat them in moderation. And it's really important that you're looking at these little things that add up. You got to express a little bit of self-control and really just watch what you're doing to be able to get results. And again, here's the flour tortilla. We save 320 calories by not making this a burrito. And I think that's great. We saved a little bit on carbs. We already have guacamole. We don't need that. And I already talked to you about not drinking your calories. These are not great options. I don't care if it's the name of a vegetable or it says it's apple juice and blah, blah, blah. It's not really important to your day to be drinking your calories. And then, so let's go back and let's take a look at our bowl here. Bowl's 800 calories, 350 calories from fat, not that bad. Only 36.5 fats, 7.5 grams of saturated fat, which is fantastic. It's pretty low. No trans fats, always great. The one thing to keep in mind with trans fats is, in America, not sure everywhere else, but unless it's over half a gram of trans fat, they legally do not have to disclose that there is trans fats into. So one way to know if they're trans fat is to take a look in the nutrition info, see the ingredients, see if there's any fancy names for trans fat in there. And I will cover that in another video with reading nutritional labels and things like that. To keep going here, 47 grams of protein, fantastic. Gotta eat high in protein. Protein's gonna help satisfy you. 76 grams of carbs. Carbs are your body's primary energy source. Good thing to have. Don't need too much of them in one sitting. We don't want to eat a ton of crazy food and spike up and then spike down, and we have these crazy energy spikes and crashes. Not good for you. You don't want that. 18 grams of fiber, great. You don't need a ton of fiber a day, but to have some fiber in there is going to be good for filling you up. It bonds with the water in your stomach, helps you stay fuller for longer. Not a lot of sugar. Sugars are not going to kill you. Now, you don't want to go crazy with sugar. It might lead to some bad habits. It might make you feel bloated, but 6 grams of sugar is no big deal. And then sodium, you don't want to eat high in sodium. Sodium's not the worst thing in the world. If you're having 7,000 milligrams of sodium a day, I wouldn't have that much, but to have 1780 in this one meal, not a big deal. It's not like we're doing this for every meal. This is just a situation where we're eating out and we're trying to make the healthiest decisions. And then you see a little bit of breakdown of the vitamins and minerals here that I'm not going to cover in this video. But if you guys like the video, you like the content today, and you want to see more of these kind of nutrition breakdowns, more nutrition content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you're thinking, let me know what your favorite food to eat out is, and I will catch you in the next video.